Hello, this is not your Chem Tutor, and this video is part 1 of our discussion on balancing nuclear reactions. So in this video, we will talk about the difference between atomic number and mass number. So it is very important for you to know the difference between these two terms because you will encounter these terms a lot as we go along our discussion. So without any further ado, let's start the lesson. Before we go straight into our discussion on atomic number and mass number, let's have first a quick recall about a very important concept, which is the structure of an atom. So as you can see in your screen, we have here a rough illustration of the atomic structure. So this big black circle is where the electrons are located. Remember, electrons are negatively charged subatomic particles. So I'll just put here E, which stands for electrons, and negative sign because electrons are negatively charged. So electrons, they move around the center of the atom. And the center of the atom is what we call the nucleus. So this is the nucleus of an atom. And as you can see, the nucleus is composed of two types of subatomic particles. And these are your protons and neutrons. So in our illustration, the protons are the red spheres or the red circles. So these are your protons. So as you can see, inside the circle, there's a positive sign or a plus sign because protons are positively charged particles. On the other hand, the blue ones are what you call the neutrons. And as you can see, neutrons are neither positive nor negative because as the name implies, neutrons are neutrally charged. So they're not positive, they're also not negative. So they're neutral. So again, the nucleus is the center of the atom, and the nucleus contains protons and neutrons. And collectively, they are known as your nucleons. So when you encounter the term nucleons, this only means your protons and neutrons. They're called nucleons because again, they can be found in the nucleus of the atom. Okay, so now let's proceed to our discussion on atomic number. In many books and references, the atomic number is given the symbol Z. So what's the importance of knowing the atomic number? What does it tell us? So the atomic number tells us two things. First, it tells us the identity of the element. So we have here a periodic table of elements. So let's look at the first element, hydrogen. So H is your elemental symbol. So this is your element. The number on top of the element is the atomic number of that element. So each element has a unique atomic number. For example, hydrogen is 1, helium is 2, lithium is 3, beryllium is 4, so on and so forth. Second, the atomic number also tells us the number of protons. So in other words, your atomic number is also equal to the number of protons in the nucleus of that element. So for example, let's look at nitrogen. What's the elemental symbol of nitrogen? It's N. So let's look for N in the periodic table. So this one. So what is the atomic number of nitrogen? So atomic number of nitrogen is 7. How many protons in the nucleus of a nitrogen atom? Again, also 7, because atomic number is equal to the number of protons. So that's it. I think it's pretty clear and straightforward. So let's have some exercises. Okay, so for the first question, what is the atomic number of oxygen? So let's look for oxygen in our periodic table. The symbol of oxygen is O. So this one. So it's pretty clear that the atomic number of oxygen, Z, is equal to 8. Question number 2. How many protons are there in titanium? So what's the elemental symbol of titanium? It's Ti. So this is titanium. So as you can see, the atomic number of titanium is 22. And remember, the atomic number is also equal to the number of protons. Therefore, the number of protons in the nucleus of a titanium atom is also 22. And for our third question, what element has 18 protons? So again, atomic number is equal to the number of protons. So let's look for the element with atomic number 18. So this one. So that's Ar or argon. Okay, I hope you understand the exercises. Now let's move on to our next topic, which is mass number. In many books and references, mass number is given the symbol A. So what does mass number tell us? Mass number tells us the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. So mathematically, you can say that mass number is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So I think the formula is pretty simple and straightforward. So we can go straight into an example. So for example, an element has 6 protons and 8 neutrons. What is its mass number? Again, mass number A is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So according to the question, the element has 6 protons plus 8 neutrons. So the mass number is equal to 6 plus 8 is 14. So the mass number is 14. It's pretty straightforward, right? So let's move on to another example, another exercise. So it says here, a uranium atom has 146 neutrons. What is its mass number? So again, mass number, or A, is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. The question did not give us the number of protons, but it says here uranium atom. So we know from our previous discussion that the number of protons is equal to the atomic number, right? So if we look at our periodic table, this is uranium. And the atomic number of uranium is 92. Therefore, the number of protons is also equal to 92. Plus, the number of neutrons given in the problem is 146. So the atomic number is 92 plus 146, and that's equal to 238. So the mass number is 238. Okay, so this is the end of our discussion for the difference of atomic number and mass number, and I hope you learned something. and let's move on to part 2 of our series.